Hello, I'm Linda, and this is No Frills ASMR. I was on Facebook today, and you know how sometimes these maps come up that just say random things? I don't even know. I couldn't even see a website attached to it. I don't know. It was like some other company sharing it it was like a phone company. Anyway, but what the map said was the top grossing music artist from each state. So I thought we could use our pen to trace the state and I'll just say what they say is the top grossing artist from each state. Now there was one that I saw that, well, actually, we'll just start. Hold on, let me get a pen. Remember last time I had these out, some of them didn't seem to be working very well. Where did my black one go? Let's see which one's working. Oh, that one might be okay. All right. So the first one I saw that I noticed immediately was an artist who I would consider being from Michigan. So this is the top grossing. So they made the most money. But I would have thought that Eminem was from Michigan. But they have him under Missouri. So I did like a quick little Google of him. And he was born in Missouri. So I guess it's, it makes sense. I guess that makes sense. It's where they were born. So there could be some of these artists who you think he's not from Missouri, but apparently he is. So Missouri is Eminem, interestingly. And you know who Michigan is? I actually probably would have guessed this one from Michigan is Madonna. And when I grew up in Michigan, my best friend had moved away from where I grew up, and she was living in Rochester Hills. And so she went to parties and stuff sometimes with Rocco, who was Madonna's younger brother. I shouldn't say was. I don't remember. For some reason, I feel like he's not alive anymore, but maybe I'm wrong about that. But anyway, she went to the same high school, Rochester. I think it was called Rochester Adams, maybe, as my friend. Okay. So, I'll quit talking so much and just... But like I said, don't get mad at me. I'm just the messenger. I don't know. Some of these people, I don't even know who they are. Like, for Maine, they say the top grossing artist from the state of Maine is Howie Day. Howie Day. I'm not familiar. Under New Hampshire. I'll take it slow so you give it a minute to guess. They say Aerosmith. And then Vermont is Fish, the band Fish. So it's not necessarily an artist, it could be a band because they have Aerosmith and Fish. Okay. And then Massachusetts. I can't, it's hard to see where this is going. Let's see, Massachusetts. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. James Taylor. And Rhode Island, it says Billy Gilman. Never heard of Michael Bolton. Michael Bolton. All right, New York. Boy, I bet they have a lot because they've got New York City in there. I'm not going to look. I'm going to just think. Let me think. New York, New York, New York. New York, New York. New York. I don't know. Oh, okay. New York is Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey. All right. Sorry. New Jersey. New Jersey's most grossing artist or band from New Jersey. Now, I would have said Bon Jovi, but they have Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston. Okay, Pennsylvania. Oh, I know what Pennsylvania is. Pennsylvania is, let me double check. Yep. Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's from like some small town in Pennsylvania. All right, Delaware. Delaware. Any guesses for Delaware? I don't have a guess for Delaware. Let's see. George Thorogood. George Thorogood. Wow. Okay, Maryland. I lived in Maryland. Let me think. Maryland. Well, I saw the governor play, the old governor. I forget his name. In his band at Ram's Head Tavern one time. Maryland. His name was O'Malley. I don't know. Let's see. Tony Braxton. Tony Braxton. Okay. Makes sense. All right, guys. West Virginia. I saw it because I looked over that way, so I can't guess. West Virginia. West Virginia. And it's not John Denver because he wasn't from there. Any guesses? Brad Paisley. Brad Paisley. All right. Let's do Virginia. I saw this one too. Virginia is a band or a guy. I don't know. It's his name, but he's a band too. That my brother-in-law really likes, but I never got that into him. Big time in the 90s. He's okay. I mean, I don't not like him. It was never my thing. It is Dave Matthews Band. Dave Matthews Band. Okay. Let's do Kentucky. No, I meant Ohio. Ohio. Now, I would like to think it's the Pretenders. But I don't really know if they're from there. Originally, like, born there or whatever. That's a weird thing. Like, how, like, anyway, whatever. It is Rascal Flatts. Rascal Flatts. All right, Kentucky. Kentucky is somebody, I already saw it, so somebody I love. I love his music. It's a him. I wouldn't have known he's from Kentucky. And that is Dwight Yoakam. Dwight Yoakam. All right. How about Indiana? Big time. One of the biggest musicians of all time, probably. Indiana. Controversy surrounds this musician. Michael Jackson. All right, Illinois. Illinois has a band called Chicago. Chicago. All right. How about Wisconsin? Wisconsin. A band I used to absolutely love and listen to all the time. And that is Steve Miller. Hold on, I got a cough. Sorry about that. Okay, we're going to skip this for now because it's too obvious. Let's go down to North Carolina. North Carolina. I would not have a guess for this one. Uh-oh. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Sorry. That was loud. Sorry. Desperate times. I don't start coughing. All right, North Carolina. Okay, I think I calmed my cough. North Carolina is Randy Travis. South Carolina. South Carolina. Any guesses? Hootie and the Blowfish. And then we have the state of Georgia. I didn't know this. It is Kanye West. All right, what about Florida? Florida. Let me look. I never in a million years would have guessed this one. But they're not from my time, so they came a little after me. It is the Backstreet Boys. And then Alabama. Is Lionel Richie. And then Tennessee. Boy, I wouldn't have guessed this one. Tennessee, I would have guessed Dolly Parton. But they have Tina Turner. Tina Turner grows more than Dolly Parton. That's shocking. That seems shocking to me. I don't know if I even believe that. Okay. Next, we have Mississippi. One of the biggie bigs. One of the biggest. One of the giants. The king. Elvis Presley. And then Louisiana. Is Lil Wayne. Okay, Arkansas. Well, it could be Bill Clinton's brother, right? Just kidding. Arkansas is Johnny Cash. And then Missouri, like I said, they have Eminem. Iowa is an old-timey one. Iowa is Andy Williams. Okay. Minnesota. Has one of my favorite musicians of all time. The incomparable Prince. All right. Where to next? Let's do Texas. Texas probably has a ton of musicians come out of Texas. But they say there is one who grossed the most. country megastar, Garth Brooks. Kansas. Can you guess what band came from Kansas? Kansas. Let's see. Think. Kansas. I feel like I'd come up with a hint for Kansas. It is a band called Kansas. All right. Nebraska. It shows Mannheim Steamroller, the ubiquitous Christmas band. South Dakota. They have I only know her from a song in the 90s. I'm not really that familiar with her. But it's Sean Colvin. And then North Dakota. Well, this is someone I relate to the Pittsburgh area. But it's Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa must have been born there. Okay, New Mexico. A great sing-along, kind of country folk singer. John Denver. And then Colorado. The Fray. I don't know the Fray. I don't think. I don't know some of these. I don't know Wyoming either. This one I've never heard of, I don't think. Wyoming. I even have to look and see what it says. Spencer Bohren. Bohrem. Spencer Bohren. Never heard of him. I'll have to look him up. Okay, Montana. Montana is a Nicolette Larson. I don't know what that is. Okay, Idaho. Idaho is Paul Revere and the Raiders. Okay. Excuse me. Utah. Interesting. Utah is a show. Jewel. I would have thought Jewel was from Alaska. For some reason, I thought she was from Alaska. Maybe she just lived in Alaska. All right, Arizona. Somebody I love from the 70s mostly. A little bit the 80s, I guess. And that is Linda Ronstadt. I would have thought maybe Alice Cooper, but I say Linda Ronstadt. All right. Nevada. This band kind of from the early noughts. I think still performing today, I think. The Killers. All right, California. I bet a lot of people get California. Big 1970s band, but their music plays all the time. The Eagles. Okay, then Oregon. Which I know I'm saying wrong. People yell at me every time. Oregon. I don't know. The band Everclear. I know Everclear, but I can't remember what song they have. All right, Washington State is Kenny G. we've got Alaska. 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 I'm looking over here. I have to admit, I don't know what this is. You know what's crazy? When I went to Alaska, we went like right here, and that's it. We didn't even go to all that part of this thing. It is I'm sorry, let me read this. Portugal, the man. Portugal, the man. I'm not familiar. All right, Hawaii. Hawaii is actually a pretty well-known pop singer. Hawaii. Hawaii is Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars. Did we forget anywhere? Let's take a look. Hold on. Kenny G, Everclear, Eagles, Killer, Paul Revere, Nicolette Larson, Spencer Bowen, Jewel, The Fray, Linda Ronstadt, John Dever, George Strait, Garth Brooks, Kansas Man, I'm Steamroller, Sean Colvin, Wiz Khalifa, Prince, Steve Miller, Andy Williams, Chicago, Eminem, Johnny Cash, Lil Wayne, Elvis Presley, Lionel Richie, Tina Turner, Dwight Yoakam, Michael Jackson, Madonna, Rascal Flatts, Backstreet Boys, Kanye, Hootie and the Blowfish, Randy Travis, Dave Matthews, Tony Braxton, George Thorogood, Whitney Houston. Did we? Yeah, I guess we did. Taylor Swift, Mariah Carey, Michael Bolton. I don't remember. Did we say Michael Bolton in Rhode Island? I'm not sure we did that. Michael Bolton. Billy Gilman, James Taylor, Fish, Aerosmith, Howie Day, Mariah Carey. I may have forgotten to do Michael Bolton. I can't remember. And then Portugal, the man, Bruno Mars. Alright, what do you guys think of that list? Sound about right. I got such a weird cough. I don't know if I'll post this